Hi all, it's Matt from Style Factory here, the go-to site for e-commerce advice. If you're trying to decide between Shopify versus Squarespace, you need to watch this video. Okay, let's dive in. I'll start with the reasons to use Shopify and then go through the areas where Squarespace wins. 1. Shopify is better for selling internationally. For me, the main reason to choose Shopify over Squarespace is because it's a much better platform for selling internationally. Shopify lets you sell in multiple currencies really easily. This is thanks to its Markets feature, which automatically shows your store visitors product prices in their own currency and lets them check out in that currency too. With Squarespace, however, you can only pick one currency to work with, and that's what gets used for displaying prices and accepting payment. The upshot of this is that Shopify is a much more scalable solution for e-commerce. If your store attracts visitors from multiple countries, you'll find it much easier to sell to them if you're using Shopify. 2. Shopify works with more payment gateways than Squarespace. A payment gateway is the software that processes transactions on your website, and Shopify lets you use far more payment gateways than Squarespace. Over 100 gateways are supported by Shopify, while Squarespace works with just 5: Squarespace Payments, Stripe, PayPal, Square, and Afterpay. This means there are more limits on the type of payment methods you can accept with Squarespace. 3. There are a lot more integrations available for Shopify. Thanks to an app store containing over 13,000 apps, Shopify integrates with a huge number of third-party tools and services. These let you extend the functionality of your website in numerous ways and add a lot more features to it. Squarespace's equivalent app store only contains around 50 apps. 4. Shopify is better for dropshipping. Dropshipping is a business model where you don't make, store, or deliver any products. Instead, you take orders for products via your online store and pass them on to a supplier. The supplier then charges you and sends the goods to your customer. Although Squarespace has been improving its dropshipping offering and lets you work with an increasing number of suppliers, the range of dropshipping apps and integrations for Shopify is enormous by comparison to what Squarespace has to offer. The same goes for a related selling method, print on demand. Shopify offers a lot more apps and integrations to help you with this. 5. Shopify's tax calculation features are better. One of the key challenges of selling online is that you often have to deal with lots of different tax rates and price your products accordingly. Both Shopify and Squarespace provide automatic tax calculation features that simplify this process, but Shopify's are better. First, Shopify's automated tax calculation features work in considerably more countries. And second, while Squarespace's tax features only really facilitate sales to consumers, Shopify's can be used to sell to business audiences too. This is because they let your B2B customers add tax details and can be used to apply reverse charge VAT rules. 6. Shopify gives you access to free email marketing tools. Both Shopify and Squarespace let you manage mailing lists and send newsletters to your subscribers. However, Shopify is a lot more generous than Squarespace here, because while Squarespace always charges you to use its email marketing tools, Shopify lets you send 10,000 e-newsletters per month for free. 7. Shopify gives you a lot more control over your site's code. Unlike Squarespace, Shopify gives you extensive access to your site's code. This means that either you or a developer can change your site's appearance and functionality in lots of different ways. Squarespace, by contrast, is a much more locked-down platform. While it lets you make simple cosmetic changes to your site via the addition of CSS, you can't dive into its site code in any meaningful way. So, those are some of the key things that Shopify does better than Squarespace. Do leave any thoughts you might have so far in the comments. But where does Squarespace beat Shopify? I'll come to that in just a moment. But first, I want to invite you to like this video and subscribe or follow wherever you're watching. This helps us out and gives you easy access to all our e-commerce content going forward. And if you're interested in using either Shopify or Squarespace to build a website or store, make sure you check out the special links in the video description. These take you to exclusive offers involving longer free trials or discounted access to Shopify and Squarespace. There's also a link to our free Shopify Startup Kit in the video description. This contains ebooks, videos, and PDFs, all designed to help you build an online store with Shopify. Okay, now let's take a look at the reasons to use Squarespace over Shopify. 1. Squarespace gives you access to a lot more free templates. There are far more free templates bundled with Squarespace than Shopify. You can choose from a range of around 200 templates. By contrast, Shopify gives you access to just 24 free ones, and its paid-for templates are quite expensive. And, although this is a subjective area, we think that many of the Squarespace templates have a wow factor that isn't really present in the free Shopify themes. Check out the video description for links to both platforms' template ranges. If you prefer one set over the other, let us know in the comments. 2. Squarespace is easier to use. The Squarespace interface is extremely user-friendly, and for me, presents a gentler learning curve than Shopify's. Squarespace's fluid engine drag-and-drop editor is particularly good, and much better than Shopify's when it comes to designing pages that look exactly the way you want them to on both desktop and mobile. 3. Squarespace gives you more website building features. Because Squarespace was initially designed to be a website building solution rather than an e-commerce platform, it gives you a lot more built-in tools for presenting and managing content. You get considerably more ways to create attractive page layouts, galleries, and forms in Squarespace. And its blogging features are stronger than Shopify's too. 4. Multi-user access is a lot cheaper with Squarespace. On most Squarespace plans, you get unlimited user accounts. This is not the case with Shopify, which restricts multi-user access tightly across all its pricing tiers. This ungenerous approach is particularly an issue with the Shopify Basic plan, which despite costing $39 per month, only lets one user access your account. This forces a lot of small business owners to upgrade to a considerably more expensive Grow plan just to work with more team members. This costs $105 per month, which is more expensive than any Squarespace plan. And despite its high price, it still only lets you add 5 users to your account. 5. Squarespace lets you monetize content more easily. Selling online courses or access to gated site areas is a great way to monetize your content. And Squarespace lets you do this much more easily than Shopify, thanks to dedicated features for doing so. With Shopify, by contrast, you'll have to buy and configure apps to create membership sites or courses. 6. Product images are handled better by Squarespace. With Shopify, unless all your product images have the same aspect ratio, visitors to your site will see lots of differently sized image photos in your catalogs. This can look rather messy, and to get around this problem, you may find yourself doing quite a bit of manual photo editing. Squarespace provides a much better approach. You simply pick an aspect ratio for your product images, and the system will automatically crop all your pictures to that ratio. So those are some of the key ways that Shopify beats Squarespace, and some of the key areas where Squarespace wins. Let's wrap things up with a quick verdict on the Shopify versus Squarespace debate. If your primary goal is to build an online store, then Shopify wins. It's simply the more powerful, scalable platform, especially when it comes to selling internationally, B2B sales, dropshipping, and tax calculation. And its app ecosystem lets you extend the functionality of your store in ways that are simply not possible in Squarespace. In short, if your ambition is to be a professional merchant, then Shopify is the better option. However, if your aims are more modest and you know you are only ever going to sell in one currency to a consumer audience, there is a lot to be said for Squarespace. It's easier to use than Shopify, gives you more free templates to play with, and has a much slicker drag-and-drop editor. If all you want to do is create an attractive content site and do some simple selling on the side, Squarespace is an excellent choice. Of course, the best way to discover which platform meets your needs best is to try both out. You'll find links to extended free trials and discounts for Shopify and Squarespace in the video description. I hope you found this Shopify versus Squarespace comparison helpful, but there are lots more pros and cons of both platforms to discover. You'll find all these in our full Shopify versus Squarespace comparison, which is available on the Style Factory website. Just Google Style Factory Shopify versus Squarespace to find this, or check the description for a link to it. Before you go, we'd love it if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe or follow wherever you're watching it. And finally, if you have any questions about Shopify versus Squarespace, do leave them in the comments. We read them all and will do our best to help.